What's up, Clatt? It's been a little while. This is my Jurassic Park Jeep here in South Florida. And you're actually catching me on my last day in South Florida. Actually, it might even be my last day in America for a very, very long time. And we have a lot of catching up to do. So let's take a drive and I'll talk to you. Oh, Miami. Well, listen, if you guys are looking for a really interesting travel video today, this is not the one. This is an explanation, it's a game of catch-up, and it's an announcement for you guys to look forward to what's coming up next. So, if you're not interested in that, this is not the video for you. But this is precisely the reason why I'm leaving Miami and the United States for the foreseeable future, maybe forever. I don't know. So, let's begin. Let's give you a little timeline of events, because I'm sure that many of you guys are very confused as to where I am in the world right now, where I've been, and what I've been up to. I also want to address something today in this video, and it is the ridiculous and very rude comments that I've been getting about me with the house building series and have like running away from Siargao after the typhoon and using the Philippines while I'm not in the Philippines to upload a series about house building. Like, I'm going to talk about this later in the video. I don't want to start off with too much bad energy, but man, some of you watching these videos every day are a little rambunctious bunch. And I want to talk to some of you guys directly, because I know that I don't feel like I owe anybody any explanation at all. I feel like I've done above and beyond what I should have done throughout the whole process, and I'm very confident and proud with what I did. Whoa, that truck just shot out a lot of smoke. I'm very confident in what I did and what my group of friends did in Siargao, especially after the typhoon. But we'll get into all that in a little bit. So let's give you guys a little timeline of events. I started constructing my house in Siargao around the end of September 2021. And we pushed through construction through October, November, and December. The house build was supposed to take only a month and change, but obviously no construction ever goes as planned, so I assumed about 3 months it would take us to finish the house. I gave myself a deadline of till February. February 4th, I had to be back in the United States, and this was something I had prearranged a year in advance. One of my closest childhood friends was getting married, and I could not miss his wedding no matter what. I had missed so many friends' weddings during the pandemic while I was living in the Philippines, so I knew that I had a deadline of leaving the Philippines by at least February, and I probably was planning on leaving more like the beginning of January, and then I would return back. My house should have been finished at that point. I was going to return a few months later and just set the house up even more better, and maybe rent it out to somebody while I'm not there. I had a lot of golden plans, really exciting stuff. Then this little typhoon you might have heard of called Odette or Rai, super typhoon, category 5, struck the island December 16th. It made me lose about, I would say, a good 30 to 40% of progress on the construction, so it set us back. It also erased the homes of most of my construction crew and my contractor Lewis, which you guys have grown to love in the videos. I stayed for another month in Siargao, pretty much three and a half weeks, volunteering, raising money, and you know, pretty much forgetting about the build of the house, because I was like, oh, this is not something we can actually do right now. There's no construction materials. The island is completely incapacitated. So is Cebu City, which is where we were getting a lot of materials from, in Surigao. So it's like we had to put the house building on hold. That was apparent to me the day after the typhoon when we saw the destruction. I was like, there's no way we're going to be able to continue this construction anytime soon. It's just not happening. So, you know, we let it go, and I'd agreed. I made a verbal contract, a video contract with my contractor Lewis, that our project was said and done. It was over. There was not any going back at that point. We had to stop the construction project altogether, and we had to move on and pick it up hopefully in the future. I gave him also in that contract preference to be the first company I would work with when I come back, to make sure that I try to accommodate him and try to facilitate what his needs are and try to help him out as much as possible. So all that was announced in the contract, And I gave Lewis permission and his family to live in the tiny house for the time being, because while it got damaged, we pretty much, the biggest thing we lost was the ceiling and the roof, which sucks because we spent about $1,000 installing it that week, the week of the typhoon. And we weren't expecting such a bad typhoon. We were expecting a category 1 or 2. It was upgraded to a category 5 the last moment. So we could have never expected the roof to have just up and gone like that. It just disappeared. So yeah, it was a big bummer, but you know, I was able to move Lewis in there with his family, and they've been living there ever since. I left Siargao in the end of January, and then I left the Philippines like right at the tail end of January, last week of January. Came back to New York City. I spent about 2 weeks there. Got back to Florida, and I've been in Florida ever since. I haven't left the state. I've been here for the last 6 months. So that's the timeline. I recorded about 30 to 40 episodes of constructing this house while I was in Siargao. For those of you guys who think that for 1 second I am not going to profit off of those videos, you are dumb. I am so sorry, but you are stupid. I am building a house and documenting it on YouTube. YouTube is my job. It's how I make money. Why would I not upload those videos? Why would I hold those videos back? Now, I understand some people's confusion. I never felt a reason to reiterate the point over and over again, because I made 3-4 videos talking about the fact that I was leaving the Philippines, what we had done, the typhoon, but so many comments on these videos have been like, oh, he's just, you know, uploading old videos, he's recycling old content. Every piece of content that you guys have seen of this construction is new content. I never recycled any of it. It's all brand new that you've never seen. It was just recorded like almost a year ago, and I couldn't upload it because we had a freaking super typhoon that hit us. For a good 2 months there, I couldn't do anything other than work on the PTSD of the typhoon and try to come back like mentally sane from the whole experience. You know, it was very, very tough on me. So I just wanted to address that point right now. All the content that you guys have seen, none of that has been recycled. It's all brand new content that me and my team, which I will talk about in just a few minutes, have been editing together and trying to produce a series that really shows you guys how to build a house in the Philippines. Now, that being said, because I had to leave before the construction of this house was over, we're going to have to return to that series. It was not the ideal way that I wanted this to go down, you know? I had envisioned and directed a series in my mind that was all-encompassing, that would be easy to understand for somebody wanting to build a house in Siargao or in the Philippines. It was something that I really dreamt of, being able to produce this series. And it's unfortunate that it had to end the way that it ended, but it is what it is, you know? We made the most of it. I think the people who have been watching the series religiously are really happy about it, and whenever I get back to Siargao, which will be in the near future, I will be able to continue that series and finish it off properly with all the guides and information and financial information that I wanted to give you. You guys have to understand that most of the departments that handle paperwork were literally blown away during the typhoon. Like, the DNR in Siargao was heavily, heavily damaged, especially the other departments that do all the bureaucratic paperwork for land and house paperwork and management for all that stuff. They were really, really damaged during the typhoon, and I think they're only like starting to come back now. So that's a big issue, especially when it comes to showing you guys that series. So what I would appreciate is some understanding and compassion. You know, I worked tirelessly after the typhoon with my group of friends, and I had friends who did way more than me, but I feel like I stayed there for a good 3 weeks, 4 weeks. I barely produced videos. All I did was volunteer and try to give back as much as I possibly could, whether it was creating videos or actually doing physical labor or logistics, whatever it was. And I'm really proud. I'm content personally about it. I'm not trying to prove it to anyone, but I'd appreciate from people who have been commenting that, who aren't trolls, because I know there are trolls here, but the ones who aren't trolls, who are genuinely confused, I'd appreciate some compassion, and I'd appreciate you taking it upon yourself, some personal responsibility to actually look at my videos before commenting the things that you do. Just go on there and watch some of the videos, because I produced some incredible videos about the experience during Typhoon Odette, after Typhoon Odette, our volunteer work, how we raised money. There's some great content that we made during the typhoon that, you know, I would really recommend you guys watch before you comment very ignorant comments on the channel. That's all I'm saying. I don't care anyways. I get a lot of hate on YouTube just for the way I look and the way that I am and the way that I live my life. I get tons of hate. It doesn't really bother me. It's just, I know that there are genuine people there who watch my videos, who are genuine fans of my content, who are confused. And I can understand that, because this typhoon threw me for a freaking curveball. It really It fucked my shit up. That's all I can say. It really threw me for a curveball, and it destroyed all of my plans and all of the way that I envisioned creating this series. And then there's also this other microcosm of feeling bad about it, because there's so many people who lost so much more than me. So this isn't me complaining, it's just me trying to explain to you how all of this went down and how we are where we are now. Anyways, to get back to it, I've been in the United States, in Miami, living with my parents for the last 6 months with my mom. It's been difficult. I've lost a lot of freedom. I am 26 now. I had my birthday recently, which some of you guys commented about, and I appreciate the birthday wishes. Even though depending on when this video will actually come out, I'm recording this at the end of June. We're going to slowly be catching up to real-time tall, where I am in real life right now. But, you know, it's vlogging and driving, very dangerous. I have been here in the United States, and what I've been working on is building out a team for the Traveling Clatt. The reason why there was such a lull in videos there for a little while, where the videos were really low, one, I was, you know, working on myself and mentally just trying to get back to 100%. But a big part of it was actually the fact that I've been building out a team. The Traveling Clatt is now made up of a really, really cool team of Filipinos who are working with me. We've got 3 editors, we've got a personal assistant, we've got a script writer, and we've got an incredible girl who handles the website and the thumbnails, and we've got a really, really awesome team. I'm really excited about everyone on the team too. I love them very much. We've grown to become sort of like a little family, and it's been really cool for me as an experience, like learning how to become a boss. It's something I've never done before. And obviously my priority was hiring Filipinos, one, because the labor is definitely more affordable than a lot of places in the world, and it's only what I can afford now. But I wanted to build a company in a country that I love. I wanted to hire workers in a place that I appreciate and love, and it's been really, really, really incredible. And I say all of that because I was working really hard this last few months because I wanted to envision where we take the Traveling Clatt next. And I realized I've been taking polls and talking to audience both on Instagram, on YouTube, on Facebook, just trying to gauge what kind of content you guys want to see from me moving forward, especially now as the world is opening up and I'm going to be able to start traveling again. What do you guys want to see from me? And the consensus was, you know, simple content, basic content, raw travel content. There's been a huge influx of raw travel vloggers in the past couple of years. You know, when I started travel vlogging, I came off of the wave of creators like Lost the Blanc, Fun for Louis. I don't want to start dropping names because I'm honestly going to blank out and I'm just going to be sitting here thinking about names for an hour. But, you know, these are the sort of creators that I followed in their footsteps because they came before me. They were the generation that came before me. I came through after them. I watched what they did and I emulated in ways and came up with my own style. It was similar to them in a lot of ways, with music and drone shots and whatever, and cinematic stuff. And I realized very quickly that the cinematic stuff didn't really talk to me anymore after a certain while. And I realized that being able to connect with you guys with a simple camera setup, I'm filming all of this on a phone with a small microphone and a small tripod, nothing fancy. And as technology has increased to the point where the smaller the cameras, the better the quality is starting to get, I realized, like, for me, simplifying everything was a lot more important. Obviously, during the pandemic, it was very difficult to create content, but there was this huge rise in these raw travel vloggers. People like Dale Phillip, which is somebody who was in Sri Lanka the same time that I was in Sri Lanka with Steve Yallo. I remember seeing his videos before, I think he was before like 20,000 or 30,000 subscribers. People like Bald and Bankrupt, who I've been watching for years and really, really love his content and the way that he lives his life. Harold Balder. There's another guy named Travel with Luke something. I can't remember the exact name. An Australian guy. Seems really cool. Does very basic raw travel content. These longer form videos that are just documenting your experiences traveling. And I realized that with my new team, with the way that I want to push creating travel content forward, is I want to simplify things. I want to go back to the roots. I want to go back to the basics. I don't want to be traveling around with 7 backpacks with giant cameras and tripods and gimbals like I did for a little while back there. I want to bring this back to something easy, something fun that will allow me to go on adventures and take you guys and show you guys places that I really love and places that I want to visit myself. I have a very unique perspective in the travel world. Being a brown looking guy who's Israeli, American, Jewish, there is no one else on YouTube like me that I know of, you know, especially not in this travel genre. There's nobody doing what I do the way that I do it. And And I'm very, very proud of that. I'm really happy with the brand that we've created here in the Traveling Clatt. And I think for the longest time now, what the Traveling Clatt has stood for is showing people that anyone can travel. That you don't have to look a certain way, you don't have to talk a certain way, you don't have to come from a certain background. You can literally be born of any creed, race, religion, doesn't matter where you are, you can travel. And that's the goal of this show, and this channel, is to show you that anyone can travel. And that's what I want to get back to. I don't want to come off with this pretentious way, and I really look up to these raw travel vloggers, which I'd like to consider them now, as people that I genuinely am looking up to, and I'm saying like, wow, this is freaking phenomenal that they figured out how to do this and grow massive audiences by traveling very, very raw. Now, this channel's got 220,000+ subscribers, depending on when I upload this video. I think it's totally possible for us to grow the channel and to grow a bigger audience doing this raw content. Am I scared? Am I nervous about it? Yeah, it's a new experience. It's something I've never done before. All I know is editing videos with music and drone footage and cinematics. I don't know anything other than that, but I'm excited to give it a try. You know, I've been doing this for 8 years now, travel vlogging. I've been traveling for 8 years. It's time for us to shake it up. And a good friend of mine, Steve Yallo, you know, we had a discussion about evolving as content creators. And I learned very quickly that if I don't evolve as a creator, if I reject what's changing or what's new, I'm not going to get anywhere in life. So it's time for me to take a step up to the plate and make it happen, and change everything up, you know, and evolve as a creator. That's the only way that we're going to gain any sort of success on this YouTube channel, and that's exactly what I intend to do. All right, so as a last-ditch effort here in America before I leave, we're getting prepared to leave tomorrow. I'm here with my boy Dan. This is a childhood friend, which has not been featured on the channel
since
I can't even remember. We did like a walk-in talk a long time ago, but I don't know if I posted it.
Did you?
I don't remember if I posted. I don't think I posted it because it was just ridiculous.
Was it? I don't remember.
I don't think we were able to focus.
That was right before you left to the Philippines, right?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, but I think the last time I was on your channel was the Jamaica trip. Like right out of high school.
Yeah. Yeah, we did Jamaica for like 10 days or something together.
Yeah. That was
and it was
so
an adventure.
that was my favorite trip.
Anyways, we're doing something a little bit less adventurous right now. You know, it's my last few days in America. Actually, it's my last few hours in America, and I want to taste the things that I won't be able to taste when I leave the country. So we're going right now to have something a little bit naughty from a fast food restaurant. Good morning. Morning.
It's afternoon.
Oh, is this not? I don't think this works. I don't think that works. Alright, never mind. No.
Not morning?
Want to drive through?
Yeah, just talk to them there. Just be like, that's the answer. They didn't answer the phone call.
They didn't record that. Never mind.
They didn't answer the phone call.
It's less dramatic. Now you make a sound. You realize my editor's gonna have to bleep it all out, right?
It's okay, he'll survive.
What do you want to say now to the people?
Love you a long time.
He's nuts. My friend, nice to meet you. If you guys have guessed, by the way, I gained a significant amount of weight in the United States, and that's because of this Burger King French toast sticks. This is why I'm leaving the United States of America. Here you go, bud.
Oh, I didn't want.
Oh, well, now you do. Take some maple syrup and eat up, quick.
I'm good without the maple.
No, you gotta have it.
I don't.
You know what they say, McDonald's, ba-da-da-da-da. I'm loving it.
This Burger King.
I love it. So they give you this little shitty maple syrup.
I'm pretty sure everybody knows what Burger King is.
No, there's a lot of people here who I don't think know what French toast sticks from Burger King are. That's what it looks like. And the dip.
And the dap.
And the dap.
And the dap.
Cheers. Dap it up. Oh, it's heaven.
Horrible.
Because Burger King's not going to be sponsoring me anytime soon.
You don't need Burger King.
That is good. You don't like it for real?
I don't like Burger King, period.
Say, I don't like it talaga. Say that.
What?
Say, I don't like it. Talaga.
Talaga? Is that a Filipino word?
Mm-hmm.
I knew it.
Well, that's the end of that. Let's go play some Pokemon Go. That's a yes. Idan, what are we doing? Explain to the good people what's happening.
Community Day! Woo!
Community Day on
Shiny Pokemon.
on an app called Pokemon Go. I'm sure all of you guys know what Pokemon Go is. But if you don't, it's a game where you can catch Pokemon on a phone, and it's something that me and my childhood friend Idan have been pretty much playing rabidly since I got back to the States 6 months ago. We've been on this all the time.
Thank you for getting me back into this game. I am now insanely addicted to this game.
Also, I should take the time to mention, he is actually a dope Pokemon YouTuber. You should check out his channel down below in the description.
Oh, there you go. It's spawned.
It's starting? It's starting. His name is Hidden Gastly on YouTube. Check him out. We're going to go ahead and catch a bunch of Pokemon and kill a few hours that we got together before I leave tomorrow.
Yes, sir.
And yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Show me the shiny or not, because... Yep.
And boom, just like that, we're in the airport. Oh my God, who are you?
Back in the game. What's up, guys?
Well, I think a lot of you won't remember who this man is, but there's a good portion of you who will, because he carried this channel up until around 100,000 subscribers. He was with us, and then he moved away to Israel. So we are actually in the airport right now because we are flying to the beautiful country of Israel. So we're gonna be flying to Tel Aviv in about an hour or two, and I don't know if I hyped it up where I was going or where I was not going, but Moshe and I are flying up for some new adventures in a country that a lot of you guys have not seen on the channel yet, and I'm very, very excited for it. So let's hit the skies, baby. Here we go, folks. You can see Tel Aviv, El Al flight. We're flying with Israel's national airline, which is very exciting. I haven't been on this type of plane in a long time. So El Al is one of very few Israeli national airlines, and this is their new 787 Boeing Dreamliner. And I have not been on this. I've been flying this airline my entire life since I was a kid, and I've never been on this new plane. So I'm very, very excited for this. It looks really, really nice. Okay guys, so this is Rabbi Shmuel from the Chabad of Midtown here in Miami. And he's going around. Tell us what you're doing.
I'm wrapping tefillin with Jewish people. I'm getting on a flight to Tel Aviv now. And I'm wrapping tefillin with some Jewish people on my flight.
And what are tefillin for people who don't know?
Our connection from, this is our man, every Jewish man, 13 years old and up, is connecting every morning to God through the tefillin. The tefillin represents, we subjugate our mind and heart to God. We put one on our head, on our mind, and one close to our heart. And we subjugate the mind and heart to God every morning, and this is how we connect to God every day.
Amazing. And this is something that I do every single morning. It's so cool seeing something like this, which is a very cultural experience in Israel. You'll see many people like Rabbi Shmuel in Israel passing out tefillin and having people wrap tefillin as part of a mitzvah, a good deed that you do every single day. So thank you so much for what you're doing, and awesome.
Do a good deed today.
Jeez, was that a long flight? I forgot what 12-hour flights are like. Not fun. Anyways, it's time to go see the family. Welcome to Israel, Moshe. All right, my friends, welcome to Holon, Israel. This is where we're going to be posting up. This is actually the view, the balcony from my grandma and grandpa's apartment. My grandpa actually, since the last time I was in Israel, has sadly passed away. We're going to be talking about that in a future video for sure. But if you guys have been watching the channel for any stretch of time, you would know this view. I've made many videos here, especially at the beginning of my channel, before my channel ever hit 100,000 subscribers. And this is Amira.
Shalom.
This is my grandma's caretaker. She's from Uzbekistan.
כן.
And this is my grandma.
סבתא.
I love you.
I love you.
This is my grandma Miriam. She's been living here with Amira for the past couple of years, and I haven't had a chance to visit her because I've been gone from Israel for so long. And she's opening up a feast for me right now. Her and Amira have cooked a lot of food, and we're gonna be eating our first meal in Israel. One of the main reasons I came here was to spend time with family. This is something we're gonna be doing every single day as I'm staying with my grandma. סבתא, מה אמרת? איך קוראים לזה?
זה אנגרי, הבאתי לך רק לטעום.
אנגרי זה עיראקי? זה עיראקי, סבתא?
עיראקי, וזה עכשיו שמתי ממנו. אם מסכם בעיניך, מחר אנחנו עושים פירה או צ'יפס ותאכל איתה.
Okay, so what she was saying is, this is a classic. So my family's ethnicity, my grandma and grandpa, they came from Baghdad,
היום
Iraq.
אתה אוכל אורז עם שני צלים.
Amen.
אמן.
She said today you're going to be eating rice and schnitzel. It's not an option, it's what's happening. So this is called ingri, which is a Iraqi Jewish food, which it looks like slow roasted tomatoes and eggplant. This is what the actual dish looks like, you can see. So my grandma says that I like it. I don't ever remember eating it, and it's been 5 years since I've been to Israel, so we're going to try it out right now. אני אטעם את זה עכשיו, אני אגיד לכם אם אני אוהב את זה. בוא נראה.
בתיאבון.
תודה.
תטעם מכל... עם זה?
איך אוכלים את זה פשוט ככה?
כן, כן, כן. אם היית עושה לפות,
זה כאילו חמוץ מתוק?
חמוץ מתוק.
So apparently it's supposed to be like sweet and sour.
לא, לא חם. אוכלים מזה כך.
אוי, זה טעים.
טעים, יש לך בשר גם. בשר,
בפנים?
בטח.
Oh, so apparently there's beef in here also. And I'm eating it cold. It's very cold.
אמירה זה שתהיה בריאה.
Oh, here's the beef.
הנה, אתה רואה את הבשר?
Yeah, you can see here, this is beef. Looks like a good piece of fat on there. Mmm.
טעים?
Mmm.
בסדר, תאכל הבריאות.
אבל לא אוכלים את זה חם?
לא, לא טעים.
קר.
קר.
You're supposed to eat it cold.
אני יכולה לחמם לך,
לא, אני לא יודע, אם אמורים לך, נראה לי עם אורז זה יהיה ממש טעים.
כן.
So eat it with rice? Wow, this is fantastic. I don't remember ever eating this or enjoying this, but it's delicious.
מי זה זה?
Mm. Wow, ממש טעים.
אתה רואה?
I love it.
סבתא לא תעשה טעים או אמירה? אמירה עשתה. הכל אמירה.
Okay, guys, so this is my cousin Kobe and his wife Natalie, and we are in his shop right now that they opened up a long time ago. He doesn't speak English that well, so he's not going to be talking, but this is an electronic shop that we just popped into, and he set me up with a SIM card and actually a battery pack that I'll show you guys later. But if you're ever in the area in Bat Yam, in the central area of Israel, you got to check out his store. If you need any electronic goods, especially for my Israeli viewers watching, come check this out. I'll leave a link in the description. Go show my family some love. Idan, do it again one more time. Safta.
אני צריכה לכבות. לכבות.
Look at you, dude. You made it onto the vlog 2 times in one video.
Am I on the vlog right now?
You're on the vlog, bro.
What's up, Traveling Clatt? I should hit that subscribe button.
So I finally got a chance to shower and relax a little bit after an insane, 2 days of being awake. Just chilling here with my grandma. She doesn't understand a word that I'm saying. נכון, סבתא?
אני לא הבנתי איך אני אגיד נכון.
She literally said, I don't understand anything you just
דבר
said.
בעברית, תגיד כן.
Anyways, she's been trying to shove food down my throat the whole day, so we got some apricots, which is something that I don't typically ever find anywhere else in the world. I really don't know anywhere that I've eaten apricots as delicious as Israel.
תאכל, תאכל.
Look at that.
אתה צריך להגיד שהחיינו, פעם ראשונה אתה אוכל.
Just telling me I need to do a Jewish blessing.
תאכל,
Wow,
תאכל.
is it טעים?
זה תקרא של שהחיינו. שהיא פעם ראשונה. חיינו.
Is it טעים? So, this series in Israel, I wanted to give a little bit of context. My life here, I was kind of building something here. When I first started traveling, there was a point in time where I actually even considered joining the army here. And then YouTube picked up the summer that I was making all those decisions in 2017. I was chilling in this very house when all of that blew up, when I gained 15,000 subscribers and my cargo ship videos started going viral on YouTube, and I had to make a decision whether to run with it or to figure out something else to do. So now that I'm back here in Israel, it's been 5 years. It's been 5 years since I left. I'm really excited to sort of pick up a little bit where I left off. One of the most important things is obviously seeing family and friends that I haven't seen in a very, very long time. And those are relationships that need to be mended and need to be seen and need to be given some TLC. So a lot of that time here in the United States or here in Israel is going to be spent seeing family and friends, people that I haven't seen in a long while. And then obviously showing you guys a side of the country that you have never seen before. I think I mentioned it already in this video, but I want to show you guys Israel as an Israeli in a way that no other travel vlogger has ever been able to show you. That's the goal of this series. And so we're going to jump right into that. So this is just, I want to show you guys just a little tour of this house. This is the house that my grandma and grandpa lived in. As you can see, here are pictures of me and my grandma. This is my bar mitzvah when I was 13, as well as this. It's my gramps and my cousin Asaf and me, also in my bar mitzvah. You can see this house is just covered in photos of us as kids. Here's me and my mama, probably when I was like 13 or 14. The tarilach. Here's me doing God knows what, just the cringiest thing ever. Dodani? Ba'o. Zeh? Wow. Here's me and my grandpa repping the Pokemon shirt. My sister. You know, we got tons of family photos here. This is, you know, here's me and a friend when we were a kid. Here's me and my gramps as well. My gramps was very, very, very important to me. He was probably the closest person in my family besides my mom to me. And yeah, when he passed away, it hit me very hard. I was in the Philippines actually in El Nido. We'll have a whole video about that. But this is to show you, like, my family are refugees from Iraq to Israel. They came here with nothing and built something very small and modest from nothing. This is the house. It's not a big apartment. It's a very old building too. Very, very old building. And this is what it looks like. You know, it's just very basic, very simple, very modest. Show you guys a little more. Like nothing crazy going on. This is where my grandma sleeps. It's her room. And that's it. We're back in the living room. You know, these buildings were set up when Israel was just starting to become a country. So they're all very, very old now at this point. They're all like on the 7-year-old mark. And a lot of them are being torn down to build new buildings as Israel is rapidly developing. And I want to show you guys all aspects of life in Israel moving forward and how Israel's innovating, how Israel's changing, and also my relationship with this country and my family's relationship with this country. So this is the first of many, hopefully very raw, uncut, but interesting travel vlogs that we're going to be doing moving forward. We're going to start off with Israel, and we got some plenty of other beautiful, amazing countries to hit up in the future. So we'll see you guys in the next one. Obviously, you guys can become members by joining the channel below. And we'll see you in the next one. Goodbye, class. I love you long time.